If you guys want to know how I achieved this look with only 3 tools, then keep watching till the end of the video. I washed my hair the night before and put it back into a low ponytail and let it air dry like that overnight. And that's my tip on defrizzing my hair before we even start. So now we just have to get rid of this waviness. So the 3 products we're using today are the Chi straightener. It's a 1-inch barrel straightener, but you can use any kind of straightener. And then a paddle brush. This is great for thick hair, and a alligator clip to section off the hair. Now remember, everything is going to be linked in the description box below, so you can check those links out. But first we're sectioning off the hair. We're going to bring our fingers to the top of our ears, pull back, and section that off with a clip. Then we're going to brush out that section with the paddle brush. Then we're going to take out a 1.5-inch section to start with and brush it out again just to make sure there's no knots whatsoever. Okay, now for the moment of truth. Clamp the hair with the straightener at the root, pull down slowly, and catch the hair with your paddle brush. So your brush is going to brush out the hair while it's being straightened. This will fan the hair out so that it lays flat so that you can do a larger section of hair, and it also will get rid of any frizz because it's going to be laying flat, not thick, and you're also going to avoid breakage, which is going to avoid frizz. So this is a very important part. It might be a little difficult to maneuver at the beginning, but once you get used to it, it actually allows you to straighten your hair in half the time. This only took me 15 minutes. I've been doing it for years, and honestly, the more and more you do it, the easier it's going to be for you. You just want to make sure that you don't hold the straightener clamped down on your hair in one section for a long period of time. You want to always be moving the straightener, because if not, you will create a crease. Now, in this video, I was trying to do it a little slower, so there are a couple creases, but luckily they are on the bottom layers at the root, so they won't be seen. Honestly, you're probably going to get a couple creases, especially when you first start out, but as long as they're not on the top layer, you're fine. No one's going to see them. They're very hard to spot anyways, so don't worry too much about making a crease. Just remember to keep the straightener moving, and as the straightener moves, your brush will move, and that's just the trick. That's just how you continue throughout the hair, just moving along with the straightener and the brush, and really that's it. It's a simple concept if you think about it, but it really makes a world of difference. Alright, we're all done with the first layer. Now we're going to go to layer 2, take the clip out, and then pull back at our temple on both sides. Pull your finger back and release the hair. So I always start straightening from the back forward. That way the hair that you're straightening doesn't get mixed in with the hair that hasn't been straightened yet. So then when you're done straightening that piece from the back, you can just throw it back over your shoulder to go with the rest of the hair that's already been straightened. Then you'll go to the next piece over and you just work your way toward your face, and then you'll do the same thing on the other side, starting from the back and working your way forward. So even if you have a thicker piece of hair, like a 2-inch section of hair, because you have the paddle brush, that hair is going to lay flat and fan out over the paddle brush, which is going to evenly distribute the heat from the straightener throughout the fan of hair. If you were to take a big chunk of hair like that and not have a brush, the heat from the straightener would not penetrate that whole chunk of hair if it's not fanned out onto the brush. So that's why using the wide paddle brush actually cuts your time in half, because you're essentially able to cover more ground in less strokes from the straightener. Alright, so we're all done with the second layer. No frizz, it's nice and shiny, smooth. And now we just have to section out the third layer. So for the third layer, you're going to want to go about an inch from your part and bring the fingers back. Do one side at a time so that the hair that's not straightened doesn't get mixed in with the hair that is already straightened. And bring that down. Make sure you grab all the hair that hasn't been straightened yet and separate it from the hair that has been straightened. So the hair you still have to straighten will be in the front and the hair that's already been straightened will be in the back. Brush that out and just repeat the process going from back to front. So you want to make sure that you go over the ends carefully. Make sure they are brushed out completely and go over them a little bit slower just because the ends are where you'll get a lot of your frizz and breakage. So we just want to make sure they're completely brushed out and you just pay a little bit more attention to that area. So if you guys have angling in your hair like I do, you're going to want to pull the hair forward when you're straightening the front pieces of the top two layers, because that's where you're going to find the angling. If you don't know what angling is, it is just cutting the front pieces into an angle to frame your face. I always ask for this when I get a haircut, so if you do have that, you want to, again, pull the hair forward as you straighten on the top two layers, framing your face, and that will still keep the shape of your haircut. Alright guys, so we are on the last layer. This layer is a little different. We are going to section it horizontally instead of vertically. So you're going to stick your finger right in the center of it where your crown starts. And as you split it in half, pull the front piece forward and let it lay over your forehead and hold on to the back part of your hair where your crown is. So that part of the hair is not only really hard to get to, but it is coarser and it's harder to straighten. So I brush it out really, really well and I keep holding it up so I don't lose it. You want to make sure that you start straightening this piece as close to your scalp as possible because that's where a lot of the wave is going to be in your hair. And then just pull up and hold on to it as you straighten. This way you don't miss any back pieces. You have everything straightened. You don't have like that extra piece in the back that's not straightened that you didn't know about. You can always pull it forward as you're going to the ends. It's just more important to hold the hair up at the crown when you're straightening the crown because it'll give you a little bit of volume and you can make sure that you have straightened that whole part of your crown because that I found is the waviest part of my hair. So then you're just going to take the remaining hair, part it as you normally would, and just finish up the straightening. Again, these are two front pieces, so you want to pull them forward as you straighten. You could probably keep it all in one section, run the straightener through really quick. I found that my front pieces do straighten a little bit easier because they're thinner. And then if you want to touch up some hair that you've already straightened, just grab it with the brush, run the straightener through, and that's pretty much it. Alright guys, so that's it. We're all done. We have soft, shiny, sleek, super straight hair, and it took us no time at all with only 3 tools. I mean, how easy is that? This is a great look for moms that are super busy. This will last you all week long. It will stay straight all week long. This is so good for moms because it's a hairstyle that lasts all week. It's super easy to achieve, and you don't have to chop your hair off into a mom cut. You can have beautiful, glamorous hair, just like everyone else. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please comment below. I would love to help. I have another video that I think you'd like, and in that video I show you how I get extreme volume and extreme straight, soft, shiny hair with only 1 tool. So make sure you check that out. I'll link it in the top right corner and also below the video. Make sure you like the video by clicking the thumbs up button underneath, and check out the description box for more links. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.